Over the last few years, Skullcandy has been taking some major strides when it came to their bass head headphones, which really do deliver bone-rattling bass. Now, personally, I am not the biggest fan of the original Skullcandy Crushers because they aren't big head approved, and the bass on those headphones just sounds like there's somebody just flicking a rubber band next to your ear. But then we saw some major improvements with the Skullcandy Crusher 360s. They have way better build quality, better fit, and most importantly, they had way better bass. Then, a year later, we got the Skullcandy Crusher ANCs, which added active noise cancellation and an ambient mode to these headphones. And now, we've got the Skullcandy Crusher Evos, which I feel has better build quality than the more premium Skullcandy Crusher ANCs, but at a more affordable price point. So if you're a bass head and you think you can handle all of this bass, let's check out the Skullcandy Crusher Evos. Now, when it comes to price, the Crusher Evos have a retail price of $200, which is not bad, especially if you plan on picking these up as a pair of secondary headphones. Now, even though the Crusher Evos are a lot of fun, I wouldn't recommend them as daily drivers. Just like how I wouldn't recommend the Crusher ANCs as a pair of daily driver headphones either. But for comparison, the Crusher ANCs have a retail price of $320. So I feel the Crusher Evos are a lot easier to justify. But nonetheless, if you want to pick these headphones up, they'll be linked down below. Now, first off, let's adjust the carrying pouch here. Now, the Crusher Evos come included with a very high quality carrying pouch. It's thick and durable on the outside, and on the inside, it's lined with fake fur, and there are pockets for your cables. Now, Skullcandy has always outdone themselves when it came to carrying pouches. But just for comparison's sake, the entry-level Skullcandy venues come included with a hard shell carrying case. Now, personally, I think Skullcandy went with a carrying pouch on the Crusher Evo to keep costs down, because these headphones have way better build quality than the venues. But nonetheless, if you do plan on traveling a lot with these headphones, then I would recommend that you invest in a hard shell carrying case. Now, when it comes to the headphones themselves, like I just mentioned, these headphones have amazing build quality. Now, these headphones feel very sturdy when they're in your hands, and they have zero cracking or squeaking whenever you handle them. But what really makes these headphones feel amazing is that they're using multiple materials here. Now, the majority of these headphones has a soft touch feel to them. When you extend their headband, there's a tactile click. The outer portion of the headband has a hit of Alcantara, and underneath the headband, there's padded silicone. And then when we get to the ear pads themselves, this leatherette feels amazing. It's soft and supple, but then there's also a slight grain to it. So I gotta say, build quality wise, these are the best built headphones Skullcandy has ever made. And I also feel these headphones have better build quality than the more premium priced Skullcandy Crusher ANCs. But when it comes to fit, these headphones are a mixed bag. Now, first off, these headphones are big head approved because they don't have so much clamping force where they feel like they're squeezing your head, like the Beats Solo Pro do. But these headphones do have a slightly firm fit to them. These headphones have very similar clamping force to the Surface headphones too. But these headphones do have a few things going against them when it comes to comfort, first of which is their weight. These headphones weigh in at 310 grams, which is a little hefty because most comparable headphones weigh in between 270 to 290 grams. So these are a pair of headphones you don't really forget that you're wearing, and these headphones are fairly noticeable when you're walking around with them on. But the biggest thing about these headphones is their padding. Now, these headphones do have a decent amount of padding underneath their headband, but I've noticed that at the 1 hour mark, this headband does develop a hot spot on the top of your head. You can muscle through it, but at the 1.5 hour mark, that's when I just start shifting this headband back and forth a lot, or I'll just have to take these headphones off and take a 5-minute break. And then there's the ear pads on these headphones. Even though these ear pads are deep, they aren't super spacious. So my average size ears do feel a little cramped. I can make it work, but I wish these ear pads had more room. So definitely, if you're someone with larger ears or ears that stick out a lot, then these might not work for you. Now, even though these aren't the best fitting headphones out there, you can definitely wear these headphones for at least an hour-long listening session. Now, when it comes to tech specs, these headphones charge via a USB-C port as they should. But when it comes to battery life, these headphones have an advertised battery life of 40 hours, but that really is dependent on how high you have the bass slider on these headphones set. More bass means less battery life, and less bass means more battery life. So the battery life on these headphones really is dependent on how you use them. But the good thing about these headphones is that they do have really good rapid charging, where if you plug them in for 10 minutes from a dead battery, they're going to get you 4 hours of battery life. Now, when it comes to Bluetooth connectivity, these headphones are using Bluetooth 5.0, but they can only be connected to one device at a time. So you can't easily hot swap from one device to another, which could be a big deal for power users. Now, ultimately, it's not a big deal if your headphones have simultaneous multi-device connectivity, but it is nice to have. But more importantly, when it comes to watching movies or videos on your phone, these headphones have zero latency across the board, whether you're using an iPhone or an Android device. And when it comes to audio codecs, these headphones have support for SBC and AAC. But if you want to, you can always still just use a wired connection with these headphones, because these headphones still have an easy to reach 3.5mm audio jack. But now let's talk about listening to music with these headphones. Now, these headphones are all about bass. The Crusher Evo will literally rattle your skull, you will see double, and it's like having explosions going off on your head. The bass on these headphones is like nothing else on the market. Now, these headphones have your standard 40mm drivers like most other headphones do that handles all of the sound. But what makes these headphones special is that they have a separate vibrating motor in them that handles all of the head rattling bass. So when it comes to sound quality, the head rattling bass and sound on these headphones are two separate entities. But in general, these headphones are mostly all about bass and vocals. If you got the bass turned up even a little bit on these headphones, you're not really going to hear all that much detail in the mids and highs, mainly because you're going to be distracted and overwhelmed by the bass. And the same thing can be said for the instrument separation and soundstage on these headphones. These headphones are the antithesis for any audiophile, but that's okay, because these headphones are all about pure dumb fun. Now, out of the box, these headphones do have a bass-heavy stock EQ, even with their bass slider set to off, which is expected for Skullcandy products. But these headphones do have a few other EQ settings to choose from. Now, the music EQ has that bass-heavy sound signature to it that I just mentioned, but personally, I prefer to listen to music with these headphones while in their movie EQ, because in their movie EQ, the mids and highs are turned up a little bit. So when you listen to music with these headphones with their movie EQ, you can hear the vocals better over all of that head rattling bass. But then there's the podcast EQ, which completely turns off the bass on these headphones. Even if you have the bass slider turned up on these headphones won't have any bass to them. They're completely flat. But in general, I just keep these headphones set to their movie EQ, because when you're going to listen to music with them, you can hear the vocals better over all of that bass. And if you're going to listen to a podcast, then you can just slide the bass slider all the way down, and these headphones will sound just fine for podcasts. But one last thing to mention here when it comes to sound. These headphones also have personalized sound, where you go through a hearing test and they'll give you an optimized EQ that's specific to you. Personally, I'm not a fan when headphones have this. Just give me a fully customizable EQ that I can set. Because for me, I just keep getting this bright EQ that I just don't like. So for me, I just keep the personal sound setting turned off, and I just use these headphones while in their movie EQ, and I like to keep the bass slider on these headphones a little below halfway. But nonetheless, I can't stress enough that these headphones are all about fun. Now, even though the Crusher Evos are a lot of fun to listen to, like I've said with past Skullcandy Crusher headphones, these headphones are better suited as a pair of secondary headphones. Since these headphones don't have active noise cancellation or an ambient mode, they aren't the best for commuting. And there are plenty of other headphones out there in this price range that have active noise cancellation and or an ambient mode, making them more versatile and the better long-term investment. However, the Crusher Evos do have tile support, which is a little rare, and it could always come in handy if you were to ever lose your bag either while you were commuting or around school. But personally, I would much rather have active noise cancellation and or an ambient mode on my headphones rather than tile support. And when it comes to the microphone on these headphones for phone calls, it's not the best. First off, this microphone is not doing all that good of a job blocking out ambient noise like this AC unit I've got here. You can clearly hear it in the background. And even if you were to take phone calls with these headphones in a quiet room, it's still not the best because there's this white noise in the background. So with all that being said, the Skullcandy Crusher Evo are a pair of super fun headphones to use. The bass on these headphones is like nothing else out there, and build quality wise, these are perhaps the best built headphones Skullcandy has ever made, and they come included with a high quality carrying pouch. But I wouldn't recommend that you get these headphones as your daily drivers. Fit-wise, these headphones are good for like an hour because their headband does create a hot spot, and their ear pads are a little cramped. They aren't the best for commuting because of their lack of active noise cancellation and an ambient mode, and they also weigh in at 310 grams, making them fairly noticeable when you're walking around with them on. And I wouldn't take phone calls with these headphones either. But I think that's perfectly okay. The Crusher Evo is your Sunday sports car that after you're done driving, your back is killing you and you really can't fit anything in the trunk and you gotta be careful anytime there's a speed bump. But you're okay with it because you were grinning the whole time you were behind the wheel. And come Monday, you can take little Timmy to school in your 4Runner. So what I'm getting at here is that the Skullcandy Crusher Evo are the sports cars of headphones. They aren't logical and they aren't the most comfortable, but they sure are a lot of fun. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit that like button and get subscribed. It helps out more than you realize. If you want to pick any of the products up mentioned in this video, those will be linked in the description down below, and you can also support the channel by checking out the merch store. But other than that, I'll catch you next time.